Hey everybody, my office launched the Hub City Hero program in 2021 to highlight members of our community who selflessly and steadily give their time and talent to improve the lives of others. Many citizens were nominated and one was selected each month. It is my pleasure to introduce December 2023 Hub City Hero, Randy Pierson. Welcome, Randy, and congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're going to have a few questions for you, and always, the toughest one. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a mountain boy from North Carolina, originally. Born there in 1960 and found my way to Jackson in 1990.
Okay.
Undergrad, went to Appalachian State University, have a degree in music from there, went on to Dallas Seminary after I got married. And my first church was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Then I came to Jackson to serve in a church here in 1990. I've been here ever since.
Fantastic. And so, as I'm going to read through all this here, your nominators, so you had several nominators, stated, Randy works tirelessly for the community by volunteering his time and expertise to build and repair homes, office buildings, and other needed structures around the city of Jackson, such as countless Habitat for Humanity homes, Rifa's office building, Birth Choice, City of Jackson Fire Department, several Jackson-Madison County school system projects, and many others. Additionally, he assisted the Love Your Block team in their first year through consulting and home repairs. He currently serves on the Rifa board and is a founding member of Fellowship Bible Church. Randy's heart for service touches everyone he comes into contact with. Jackson is better because of him. Say all that to say it's a lot of personal investment in the community. And so why is the community so important to you?
Well, I was a builder to get through college and seminary.
Okay.
And so I did that in a very practical reason.
I was wondering where all that came into play with seminary and churches.
I'm a physics geometry guy.
Okay.
So I put my hand to a hammer and a saw, and it made sense. And so I didn't intend to do that, but the Lord had a reason for it. And so I felt like after seminary, I just put my hammer down, and I'd be done. I didn't have to deal with that. I could fix my own stuff, of course. And then Habitat for Humanity came along in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I built my first house for them there. And then when I moved here in 91, I met Bill Delstatius in 90, and I framed the sixth house in Jackson. And that just began a long time of working with Habitat because they always need carpenters. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed it. It was fun working with people. I found there was I had to figure out how to do it right. They called me Pharaoh a few times, and that wasn't good. So I got less bossy. I tried to get less bossy. Uh-huh. But if you're building a house in a week, you got to go pretty quick.
Right.
So,
right.
But anyway, I think the joy of serving with others, there's a real synergy there when you're all sweating together and there's sweat equity involved, and it's just something really cool about it, and that I just couldn't get enough of. And so I think it's important, and for me, anyways, to use my gifts to help others and to basically try to give my life away. Yeah. And so I try to do that by living my life with an open hand, and whatever the Lord puts in my plate, I just try to respond to it with other people. So it's really, there's a lot of joy in serving. Mm-hmm. And so loving your neighbor, I think the Bible calls us to do that in word and deed. And it's just been a lot of fun in Jackson I don't go looking for projects.
They just come find you.
Well, and that's the cool ones, because when something comes up and you are able to, with others, I'm never alone in these projects. They happen, and the resources and the project itself, everything gets accomplished in ways that you could never imagine.
And so, we focus here on what you've done in Jackson, but these type of projects, you haven't limited what you've done to Jackson. You do things internationally as well.
I've done a lot of work in Haiti, the Dominican Republic. We've served with Samaritan's Purse. We've served with Habitat International. In Mississippi, we've built about 25 houses there. In South Carolina, Alabama. Yeah, a few places.
So how many houses do you think you've had a hand in building through Habitat and other agencies?
It's 80 or so. I just finished the trim work on house number 106 here in Jackson.
Okay.
And I framed house number 6.
Wow.
So there have been 100 houses built, not certainly not by me,
Mm-hmm.
but I participated in 40 or so of the ones here in Jackson.
Okay.
But yeah, it's anyway, it's been a lot of, I don't know, it's fun. And I feel the same as I did when I was 30, but I guess I'm not still 30.
Feel the same when you start, not when you finish?
Well, the Lord gives us energy when we're doing it, and you try not to kill each other.
Right.
So I'm still have all my fingers.
So these projects come to you, but you're involved, like I said, in on RIFA's board and with school system, Fellowship Bible Church. There's so many things listed here, and so if somebody's watching this, they go, you know what? I love what Randy's doing. What can that person do to help support you in any projects that you get involved in?
Well, I would encourage them to, if they're church-going folks, to work with their own church to serve others. I know RIFA and Habitat and Area Relief are all always looking for volunteers. And I think once you start volunteering, you'll never stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people call me a lot and say, well, how much should I pay for this? Well, I've not charged in, a long time. I don't know what things cost.
Right.
Yeah, I think, and I think I would challenge people in general just not to hold tightly to things.
Mm-hmm.
Money is temporal. Our health is temporal. Everything's short term. So invest what you have in others. And I think there's a huge benefit to that. And for yourself, it's a blessing to me to be able to serve others, and also just be on the lookout on what God puts on your path. I mean, if you're willing to serve others, stuff will show up.
Opportunities show up.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
And so along those lines, so if someone's also watching this and they're inspired, but they haven't made that step yet to get in, to give back, to be involved, to volunteer themselves or their time, what words of wisdom would you have to give them on just how to get started and what to do what they're looking at?
Well, it's kind of like what I said a minute ago. Is in that just if you're saying to yourself, I'm willing to help. Before you know it, you'll find something. Something will find you. Kind of like what you said. And so if we live our lives with an open hand that says, whatever the Lord puts in my hand, I'm going to let Him give it to me or take it away. I'm not going to hold on to any of it. Our time, our talent, our treasure, the truth of what we know about who He is as a pastor and as a Christian. And I think that's hard to do because we think we have this illusion that we're in charge or that we have actual control. Mm-hmm. We don't, and so you're missing out. You're missing out on the joy of serving others. There's huge joy there.
Just take that first step in whatever you're called to do, whatever you want to do. That's fantastic. So, great words of wisdom. Our Hub City Heroes, they give selflessly and steadily their time, and they've done so in recognition of a hero is a small way that we can say thank you to these public servants for their efforts. So we have a hero that's chosen every month, and then we have at the end of the year a lunch, and we recognize all of our Hub City heroes, and then we have a drawing for one hero to get $1,000 to go to a nonprofit of their choice. Randy, again, thank you so much for all the length of work that you've done in Jackson and around the area, and congratulations again on being this month's Hub City Hero.
Thank you, Mayor. Pleasure.